solidified, family aligned, health maintained. You will not just have money. You will have authority rooted in discipline, authority rooted in results, authority rooted in calm. That is elite male advantage. In the final part, we will bring everything together: identity, wealth, leadership, legacy, and internal peace, and construct the ultimate blueprint for long-term masculine sovereignty. This is where everything comes together, not the surface level discipline, not just money, not just attraction, not just status, but sovereignty. Because that is what the male advantage ultimately becomes: sovereignty over your life. Let me say something clearly: if you build muscle but lack peace, you are still weak. If you build wealth but lack control, you are still fragile. If you build influence but lack identity, you are still lost. The final level of advantage is internal authority. It is when you no longer need to dominate rooms because your presence is settled. It is when you no longer chase outcomes because you have options. It is when you no longer fear loss because you built resilience. Sovereignty means you own your reactions, you own your schedule, you own your standards, you own your decisions, and ownership changes posture. A sovereign man does not react impulsively. He assesses. He decides deliberately. He moves precisely. Now let's revisit the full architecture we have built. First, self-control. Without it, everything collapses. Control over emotions, control over impulses, control over spending, control over speech. Discipline is freedom in disguise. Most men see discipline as restriction, but discipline creates capacity, creates options. Options create freedom. Second, financial architecture. You learn to earn aggressively, to convert income into assets, to think in decades, to protect capital, to preserve compounding. Let me restate a truth you must never forget. Money amplifies who you are. If you are insecure, wealth magnifies insecurity. If you are disciplined, wealth magnifies power. Build character before scale. Third, positioning. You understood access. You learned to enter rooms prepared. You learned that silence can speak louder than noise. You stopped chasing attention and started building value. Value attracts gravity. People orbit value. Fourth, emotional detachment, not coldness. Control. You stopped anchoring your identity to outcomes. You stopped negotiating desire. You stopped chasing validation. You began filtering instead of proving. Filtering is high status. Proving is low status. Now here is the final layer. Peace. A man without peace will sabotage himself. Internal chaos leaks externally. If you are restless, you overspend. If you are insecure, you overcompensate. If you are lonely in your purpose, you attach prematurely. Peace is clarity. Clarity simplifies decisions. Simplified decisions accelerate progress. Let's talk about solitude.